Time for another solo vlog. Looks like 2020 is coming to a close. Yeah, this will be our last video of 2020. I'm pretty excited for the new year. I know that 2020 hasn't been the best in some ways. Some people definitely suffered some serious loss, whether it was loss of life, your job, your business. There's some tough stuff happened out there, but I'm blessed to have not really suffered too much. I would say that I learned that my life didn't change too much, and that made me analyze that maybe, while it's not as bad as what could happen, maybe that's not good either. So I've got some kind of human connection thing going on here in myself. That's kind of what I've learned through this. And I'm of the mentality that you learn from, what is kind of not necessarily the best situation. And that's really what I'm learning from this, is that since my life didn't change that much, maybe that really isn't good. Since I've built a home gym and I don't go there anymore, and the good part is my job kept going, and there's a lot of interesting things, but that's not what I want to talk about necessarily. I'm optimistic for 2021. I'm optimistic for this project. I'm optimistic for my own project. I've got something coming in the works pretty soon. I have ordered a new guitar. I was a little bit disappointed. The company that I ordered a guitar through, they sent me the wrong one. I had mentioned that in another video, and it's kind of a bummer, and I think I'm going to let that go. And they've been very nice to me. They've treated me well. It's just, I'm not going to name their name. I don't want to damage their reputation too much more than it already has been. I'm sure they're taking a pretty big hit out of this one. But I found another option, and I'm excited to try that out. So that's on its way. And it was in an in-stock item, so that's cool. I don't have to wait 7 months and get the wrong guitar. But I'm optimistic for 2021. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about, to continue to add to my solo talks on how to take care of your creativity and what's some of the best ways to do that. And as I've mentioned before, remaining positive is definitely it. So I want to, and as cliche and corny as it might seem, to offer up New Year's resolutions. I would like to offer that up to you, that together, not just me, not just Kyle, not just my family, but you also, I'd like to offer up that you start to try to retrain yourself to focus on what's positive. We're going to need that. We're going to need that to carry on through everything that's going on in the world. We're going to need that to carry on with our personal lives. And it's a struggle in itself. It's difficult a lot of times in the face of certain things to remain that way, but in regards to creativity, it will really help you flourish. And I think for no matter what your medium is, whether you're a painter, a sketcher, an illustrator, so the visual arts, a craft person, a metalsmith, a sculptor, a person that does carvings, a person that's a musician like myself, a singer, there's all these different things and different ways that we can express ourselves through art and have creativity as the engine. And I want to drive our creativity with positivity and let that be the engine. And we can still talk about, pretty heavy things, but as far as you as an individual, it's best that you cultivate that positivity in you so that you can approach everything with a clear mind and a stable heart. And so yeah, we're gonna keep this one short. And I feel like I've, at this point in time, without going into very extensive detail, kind of exhausted the overarching idea that I have for wanting to start focusing on cultivating, growing, and taking care of and nurturing your creativity, watering it, feeding it, and remaining positive through the process, and continuing to learn about yourself. And, you know, it's fun. A lot of this talk too is for me, and vlogging it helps me. It helps me when I release it, and having something like this, even if you don't do that on the internet, even if you don't want to do that like this, maybe do that with a group of people. Maybe start that with your family. If you have siblings, if you have parents that are very involved in your life, if you have friends that are very involved, you know, at least one other person. You share something like this. Talk about what you think. Talk about your views. Exercise these things, and come to conclusions and mutual agreements, and find out where other people's energies and life and all these different things are pulling you, and kind of find the answers to some questions you might feel are unanswerable by having affirmation through different people and different things and in different interactions. You know, as I mentioned in a previous video with Kyle, you know, one of the things that I feel like shortchanged my development as a person is by being too closed off. But it just wasn't part of how I was raised and me naturally as a person. And so it took a while to learn that. And really now, by developing this community online, and at least trying to, it's interesting, you know, it's helpful. Even though there's still no views on our videos, I'm still really getting a lot out of this and growing. And I encourage you to do something similar. If it's not making YouTube videos, like I said, just finding a group of like-minded people and sharing ideas, and practice sharing ideas in a way that doesn't degrade or vilify or demonize or dehumanize or put down or destroy any systems or people or things. Just try to have the group conversation about growth and positivity and how you can grow and spread what you think is important and vital, and welcoming challenging discussions while maintaining a positive posture and a gentle tone. You know, love without gentleness, it's a better way to say this, a positive message, a strong message, a true message, even truth, and when it's not backed with gentleness, love, tenderness, is just noise. It's because the machine, the unforeseen system that exists, as I talked about in the post-conflict video, is just raging on, and we actively have to break that cycle. It starts with us, and we have to do it. We all have to stand up together and say, you know, we don't want to be in this conflict anymore. Yes, we have differing opinions. Yes, we have different ideas. We always will. It'll never be that way until never. And it's okay. That's okay too. Embracing the never-ending struggle and letting that be okay. Because even in that, there's still these moments where you can feel all of this happiness and peace and contentment, and practice being grateful. So anyways, I'm going to wrap that up as kind of a brief year-end tying a bow on my year-end thoughts and my year-end vlogs, and we'll try to do something different as the new year rings in, and me and Kyle are still chugging along. So tune in Friday for another chatcast, and keep watching the Gator Twins series. That's the active series that's going on now. We got more coming down as we refine our process, and yeah, it's fun. Thanks for watching.